Hey guys, welcome back to It Doesn't Have to Be Perfect. And here's Nube to say hi. Hi, Nubis. So, this is the new setup. If you're watching on YouTube, I am in my new apartment now. I'm settled in, everything's unpacked. Thank God. It took so long to get everything settled in. I don't think I've ever struggled this much before with a move. But then again, I did have more stuff this time, so it makes sense. And also there was stuff that needed to be set up and adjusting with the kitties, and I've never moved with two cats before, so that was interesting. But yeah, I'm grateful I'm here. We're settled in, we're good. And this weekend was my birthday actually. So I turned 25 and I had a SpongeBob themed party because if you're an OG SpongeBob fan, you know the 24 25 meme. And I mean, you don't even have to be an OG to know that's a thing, what's funnier than 24 25. And I decided to make that my party theme. And it's I know it's I'm 25, I'm mature, whatever. But I thought it was a really fun opportunity to just use that as an excuse to have a very playful, fun birthday party. And it worked. I mean, we had a SpongeBob themed piñata, we had the little decorations, and I had this little area to take photos in that my mom hired someone to do, and it was so cute. It was so fun. I had such a good time. I got to see all my family. I got to bring some of my friends, and I got a lot of cool presents, which if you follow me on Instagram, you're going to see. And yeah, it's just been a really good time. Nube, what are you doing? Crazy cat. Yeah, so this is the new setup. My roommate, this is her couch, and obviously way bigger than mine, better than mine. My little couch is still in that corner, but I'm reserving it for when people come over and there's just extra people around. So, and it's broken too, the side of it is broken. So, this is what we're working with right now. But yes, so with turning 25 comes a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions. At the same time, you kind of feel numb to it because 25 is one of those milestones where it's only gonna go up from here. And I don't mean that in oh, it's kind of you're expected to be more successful as you get older. Yes and no. But also from here, it's you hit 30 and then it's 40 and then it's 50 and then it's 60. And my stepdad has made a joke of it, turning 25, he's just you're just getting closer to 30, ha ha ha. And I'm just dude, shut up. Stop throwing that in my face. I don't think it's even a bad thing though, because the way I see it and the way I've heard people talk about it, the older you get, the less you care about what people think. I want that so bad. I just want to not care at all about what people think and just do my thing and not be scared or embarrassed to do what I want to do. And I think at one point doing social media, you do have to have a sense of that, because you can't just not put yourself out there. That is what this is. This is me putting myself out there, and I accept that and I want to do that. But there's also a part of me that still holds back a little bit. For example, this weekend for my birthday party, I wanted to vlog the whole thing, but I ended up not doing that. And partly because, there was so much going on, so much setup to do that I was helping with, and people that I had to say hi to and family. And I don't regret that at all. But it did come with I couldn't just really put myself out there for this experience, because I knew my whole family was going to be watching me, and talking to the camera instead of talking to my family, that was going to be a little weird. And I decided to just do a reel, a TikTok of it instead of doing a whole vlog of it, which again, don't regret. But I did feel me kind of holding back on that aspect. So I was oh, they're all going to be watching me and I don't want that. And I'm not used to having a crowd when I'm vlogging. I usually vlog alone. I usually when I do my little TikToks, I'll either have me going out and then doing a voiceover because I don't have to talk in public, or like doing the whole, saying like one thing and then the rest is just music and whatever. And don't get me wrong, that's a step in the right direction because I'm at least putting myself out there. But I want to care less. I'm trying not to care. Okay. That is the main message here. I'm trying not to care, and it's hard because it's kind of ingrained in us humans to care about what people think because that's the social contract of it all. That's how it's done. Like, there's certain things that you don't do because other people look down on it, and some things rightfully so, like don't go nude in public, you know what I mean? Like like that's what social contracts are for. Like, don't, like, I don't know, like poke someone's belly, with, like, it's just no, like there's certain things that you just don't do in public. And it feels like one of those things is stuff like social media, because it's like, oh my god, they're so embarrassing. Like, did you see that girl? Do you see that girl over there just like talking to her phone? Like, that's so embarrassing. And it's like, okay, but at least she's like doing something, and she's not letting that get to her. And even if she is embarrassed, she's sucking it up, and she's like still doing her social media, she's still doing her thing. And to judge someone because they're putting themselves out there, like, don't get me wrong, I've done it too. I've definitely been in the other person's perspective of, oh my god, like I could not do that. And because you feel you can't do that, then you feel obligated to like judge them, because it's like, how do you have the guts to do that? And it takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of guts to put yourself out there point blank. Like, that's all there is to it. But like there's this constant effort of like trying not to care. And I feel like though I'm moving in the right direction, I still have a lot of work to do. And I acknowledge that. I really want to do a lot of cool things, but I hold back. And why? Because I care. Okay, I care. I care a little too much sometimes. And other times, there'll be like certain things that I'm just like shameless about, and I'll do it for me. I don't know. It's something that I feel like all of us could work on, just trying not to care. It's a constant effort. Like, it doesn't just happen overnight. I have tried that mindset of like trying things overnight, and it just doesn't work like that. Like kind of like telling someone like, hey, stop being depressed. It's like, well, I can't just turn it off. Like, I can't just like, I wish I could. That'd be so dope, right? Like, I could just turn off the depression or the anxiety. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Unfortunately, most things, especially when it comes to our heads and our minds, it's a constant like working at it until it gets easier and easier, and you eventually get to a point where you can just do the thing because you've practiced it so much that you kind of become like not numb to it, but like it's just habit. You formed those neural connections in your head, and you can finally be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I've done it like more than enough times to understand. And that's something that I need to remind myself, that my brain and my mind is plastic. It's malleable. It can change. I don't ever want to be that person that gets stuck in their ways, especially if there's like a better way to do it for me and a better way to approach things. Like, I heard one of my coworkers, she's like late 30s, 40s, talking about this, how she feels like with her parenting, for example, she's already been like the lenient parent, so she can't really go into like being a strict parent this late of a stage in her parenting. And I told her like, no, but like you can still enforce that and like do things that are better for your children, like reducing their time on the VR and reducing their iPad time. It doesn't have to be like so fixed. Like, once you start doing something in a certain way, it doesn't mean it's fixed like that. That's not how life is. And that's a good thing. That's a good and bad thing, right? Like, there's a consistency of having like this fixed thing, but that's just not how it is. And like, sometimes there's a better way that you don't even know about because you're so fixed in your ways. So yeah, trying not to care is is plastic, is malleable, and I am actively trying to change that. And I know if you're listening to this, you probably want to change that too. And dude, I got you. Like, we're in this together, okay? Like, I'm trying to care less, you're trying to care less, and we're doing it together. We're good, okay? We'll get there. But yeah, that was that for today. Just the main message. We're trying not to care here. Oh, hi Kagome. Glad you could join us today. Do you have any opinions? No, she just sniffs. Okay. Yeah, I took last week off because it was my birthday weekend, and also I had a lot going on. I was moving, I started school, I officially stopped living with my ex-partner, and so I was processing all those emotions, and I was traveling to Mexico, and so many things happening all at once, and I just needed that weekend off. I wanted to be as consistent as I possibly can, and I feel like I am, but this one weekend I just needed it to myself and to not feel like I'm bombarded with all these to-dos. So yeah, thank you for understanding, and I appreciate your support. And as always, I love you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.